You are watching KAVU 25 News Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Seibel. As people across the country celebrate this 4th of July weekend, severe weather is putting a potential strain on the celebrations between a damaging storm threat from the Midwest to the east and dangerous heat across here in southern Texas and the western states. More than 110 million Americans could be affected this weekend.
A third of Americans on alert for dangerous weather this holiday weekend. 4 tornadoes reported in Colorado, in Estes Park, northwest of Denver, a winter-like scene. Hail covering the road, forcing drivers to take it slow. Further east in Sherman County, Kansas, severe winds, near zero visibility, and significant rainfall. Multiple accidents were reported. Across the South, New Orleans, one of many spots sweltering under a blanket of intense, dangerous heat. Temperatures from Texas to Georgia swelling to triple digits. The entire state of Mississippi under an excessive heat warning. The severe weather impacting travel over the weekend. The TSA expecting more than 17 million people to fly, breaking a record. Officials say they screened 2.8 million passengers on Friday.
Check your flights ahead of time, way ahead of time. We were at the airport for 9 hours.
We got here early and we expected exactly what we're seeing.
This following a week with more than 7,000 cancellations and delays across the country. Some passengers sleeping at airports.
We were told to go to customer service. There's a 7-hour wait in the customer service line. People had been standing there for days.
And a record number of people hitting the roads. AAA is expecting more than 43 million Americans to drive to their destinations this weekend, up 2.4% from last year and 4% from before the pandemic. The best time to hit the road is before noon. Experts say the worst time to drive is after 1 p.m. But there is some good news. AAA says gas prices are down compared to last year. The national average is $3.53 for a gallon of regular unleaded. 1 year ago, it was $4.84 a gallon, a bright spot after months of higher gas prices. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
A free Independence Day celebration tomorrow in Bayside. That's Sunday, July 2nd. It'll be at the Olivia Bayfront Park at 6 p.m. They have a fireworks show, games, live music, hot dogs, apple pie, and watermelon. What better way to celebrate this 4th of July weekend? They do say it is free, but to make sure that you bring a chair. And so with the 4th of July weekend now here, fireworks that come with that. So it's an important reminder to make sure that your pets are safe and cannot escape when they might become frightened by the fireworks. So you can lock them up. And you can start by today because I'm sure the fireworks and festivities will start if they haven't already. And do that until the 4th of July has passed. Now this is a popular time for pets to run away from home because of the loud noise of the fireworks that startle them. So you can make sure that your doors and fences are secure. You can even get them microchipped. So if they do run away, that will ensure that they can get home safe. Some people in Marina del Rey, California are pushing to cancel their town's 4th of July fireworks show at the beach because of an outbreak of sick and dying sea lions. A toxic algae bloom is causing the outbreak as more sick sea lions continue to wash up on shore. They're being treated at a resting pen on the beach, which just happens to be yards away from a barge where the fireworks are set to be launched on Tuesday night. Some people are concerned the fireworks will further stress the sick sea lions and make a bad situation even worse.
I wish this one year people could, just give up that 20-minute fireworks show just this one time with what's going on.
Marine life experts say they expect the toxic algae bloom to last several more weeks. They say it's the most severe algae bloom they've seen. Hashtag Twitter down was trending today. Thousands of users got messages saying rate limit exceeded. What appeared to be an outage turned out to be a new temporary policy change. At midday, Twitter CEO Elon Musk posted that due to extreme levels of data scrapping and system manipulation, the social media platform was imposing limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day. Unverified accounts, or the free ones, can read 600 posts a day. And new accounts are limited to 300 posts a day. So that brings us to your viewer poll. You can scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. Has Twitter gotten better since Elon Musk took over the social media platform? We want to hear from you. Let's take a look at these results. 32% say yes, that app has improved, but 68% say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate in those viewer polls. All right, we're going to go ahead and check in with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon to see what the rest of your weekend will look like. Howie, I know they mentioned that heat dome that was hovering over much of Texas. It still feels really hot out there, so I don't know if we're still plagued with that heat or what it's looking like out there.
Thanks, Adam. One of our favorite weekends of the year when it comes to weather, because it's going to be hotter than you-know-what, and we'll talk more about that. But yeah, Adam's right. High pressure slowly starting to lose its grip a little and move off to the east, but really temperatures pretty much where they've been. It's just the heat indices have been going down, and thus, yeah, you don't see us under any type of heat warning at the moment. Still, 101, 105, whoa, thank goodness, right? Well, hey, yeah, because it was 117, add a 10 and a 12 to a lot of these numbers. But we will talk about the potential cool down and maybe some rain as well coming up in a little bit during my full forecast, Adam.
All right, thanks, Howie. The 2023 Miss Texas competition will air right here on KAVU TV starting at 8 o'clock tonight. The 86th annual Miss Texas competition is this weekend in Richardson, that's North Texas, near Dallas. This year, 57 women are vying for the title of Miss Texas. The winner gets a $20,000 scholarship and the chance to compete in the Miss America competition. Miss DeWitt County, Madison Matlock, is a contestant. Also, Sydney Diaz is a People's Choice contestant as DeWitt County's team. So again, that's 8 p.m. tonight. United Airlines is hoping for better travel days for its passengers and to avoid a repeat of the cancellations and delays it experienced last week. United CEO Scott Kirby says the airline's working with the FAA and the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg to make improvements. Bad weather in the Northeast, coupled with FAA staffing shortages, led to hundreds of flights canceled or delayed, especially at Newark International Airport. Kirby says he's had productive talks with the FAA and Buttigieg and says some changes are in the works that include updating and improving technology, working with the Port Authority to get more gates at the airport, and balancing departures and arrivals better at Newark. Transportation Security Administration on Friday screened more than 2.8 million people on Friday ahead of this 4th of July holiday, setting an all-time high traveling record since the founding of the agency in late 2001. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. You can submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Estrain will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise, and you can submit a local military hero so we can recognize them. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit that like and subscribe button. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6. The Supreme Court's decision to strike down President Biden's student loan forgiveness program.
Real fuel temperatures coming down a little bit. Can we add some rain to our cool down? Well, we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit.
Fentanyl crisis, unmasking the deadly wave. Join 25 News Now weekend anchor Adam Seibel for a 25 News Now Extra Thursday, July 13th at 10 p.m. We focus on the alarming rise of the deadly drug fentanyl.
What you know about fentanyl is probably maybe 10% of the reality.
Fentanyl is easy to make and cheap to get, and it has flooded communities across the United States, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Don't miss this eye-opening extra that could save lives.
Now to the Supreme Court's decision to strike down President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. That move affecting roughly 43 million people.
The Biden administration vowing to push ahead after the Supreme Court struck down the president's plan to forgive billions of dollars in student loan debt. The 6-3 conservative majority ruling the administration overstepped its authority by forgiving debt without congressional approval. Chief Justice Roberts, writing the education secretary, did not have the power to rewrite that statute from the ground up. In a dissenting opinion, Justice Elena Kagan writing, this court today decides that some 40 million Americans will not receive the benefits the plan provides because, so says the court, that assistance is too significant. On Friday, the president saying it's not over.
We'll use every tool at our disposal to get you the student debt relief you need and reach your dreams.
People power! People power!
26 million Americans had already applied for relief. Biden's student relief plan, a major campaign promise, would have granted relief to some 43 million federal student loan borrowers and would have cost $430 billion.
We will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans.
The lawsuit filed by Republican-led states and conservative advocates set off a bitter debate on who deserves loan forgiveness, following a pandemic that kept student loan payments at bay for 3 years. Beginning in October, borrowers will have to restart those payments. Republican Senator Tim Scott applauding the decision on Fox News.
The Supreme Court said exactly what every American that I know understands. If you take out a loan, you pay it back.
The Biden administration is trying again with a new debt relief plan under a different law, the Higher Education Act, but the president says it will take time. He's also introduced a 12-month on-ramp repayment program for those struggling. But interest will still accrue, and the administration is working to cap monthly loan payments at 5% of a borrower's disposable income. For graduates like Ashley Robinson, there's now uncertainty about what to do.
I don't even think inconvenient really conveys the depth of this, because it's not just an inconvenience. This really throws a wrench into people's lives.
For those with student loans, the website studentaid.gov will provide information about what you can do moving forward. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
A bobcat attacked a man in a state park in Connecticut early Friday morning. The State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection says the animal attacked the victim as he was sleeping in a hammock. The victim was a staff member for the Wilderness School, which offers year-round wilderness programs ranging from 1-day to 20-day expeditions that include hiking, camping, and canoeing. They said that the 3 adults who were leading a group of youth campers at the time of the attack, including the person who was attacked, killed the bobcat. All 3 adults were taken to local hospital for treatment. The bobcat was transported to the State Public Health Laboratory for rabies testing. This is the 3rd bobcat attack with injuries in the last 3 years. With the 4th of July right around the corner, many cities are gearing up for their traditional fireworks displays. However, due to growing concerns over wildfire and air pollution, some may have to consider alternatives.
You can't have an Independence Day without fireworks, or can you? With more wildfire risk and poor air quality, some towns are having to reconsider the traditional celebration. It's become a health and safety concern.
These fireworks, what gives them their color, the blues, the greens, the vibrant reds, are essentially metals like copper. Copper gives you blue, or strontium, which gives you the bright red we see in the fireworks. So when we use these fireworks, we are emitting all of these particles in the air.
Air quality can also be compounded by fires that are started by fireworks. In 2021, a group of 150 fire scientists released a warning against using fireworks in the West, because of the drought, of course. Many Western cities, like Flagstaff, Arizona, have banned or limited firework use for those reasons. Some have shifted their celebratory sparkle to environmentally friendly options like drones or laser lights. Research shows that even beyond increasing the fire risk and damaging the air quality, particles released by fireworks can be just directly bad for our health, especially for people with respiratory conditions like asthma, COPD, or pulmonary disease.
With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
We want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus.
Lower moisture levels allowing for cooler heat indices, but moisture might come from somewhere else in the near future. We'll talk about that straight ahead. All right, so more hot and humid weather, but rain chances increase later on in the week and cooler temperatures, at least cooler temperatures and heat indices significantly coming down from the 118 and 119 we saw so much of last 2 to 3 weeks. All right, today we did warm to 98, but with lower moisture levels, the heat indices have come down, so temperatures pretty much where they've been, maybe within a degree or two. 103 back in 1937. Here's a shot of Quirrell, lots of blue. Clouds on the increase overnight, little moisture development, little moisture buildup. Yeah, we can see some clouds, start to see some cloudier skies as high pressure slowly starts to lose its grip on the atmosphere. A little breezy along the coast. We're seeing gusts in that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. You get away from the water. Some spots pretty much down to 4 or 5 mile per hour winds, or even on the calmer side. As hot as it is, you don't want it on the calmer side. You want some nice, a little bit of wind at least to keep things moving when it gets this stagnant and this hot. But here's our heat advisories. They're all staying outside of the viewing area. Again, temperatures around 98 degrees, but with less moisture in the air, those heat index calculated temperatures are starting to come down. 105, 106, 107. Again, a week ago, a lot different. We're going to show you that there. Here's what I meant. But first, our dew points were 82, 83. Still, we got some 80s, but we're really dropping down when you get away from the water in some spots in the mid to upper 60s or lower 70s. So moisture levels starting to come down. Now, here's our heat indices. Again, about a week, or just not even a week ago, a few days ago, you could almost add 10 degrees to each of these numbers. 117, 115, 115, and yeah, less moisture. These heat index temperatures have finally come down. Again, you saw with the lack of heat advisories and extensive heat warnings, yes, temperatures slowly but surely coming down. Here's a look at the rest of the week or next 5 days. Here's what we got. So 108, 106, all of these days staying under 110 with our heat index calculated temperature. High pressure, now we talked about it. It's going to start to slowly lose its grip. Some of these highs will start to move off to the east. Now, with some systems trying to move to the north, it's just not going to make it all the way down. Again, with some of this tugging, we could see a little bit of wind, even though we're not too breezy at the moment. But for now, we're staying dry until later on in the week. We'll start to see some disturbances move in as high pressure starts to move out of the area, and that bubble, that high pressure of protection, yes, slowly starts to move away from us. Here's a marine forecast. Water temperature-wise, 85 degrees, seas 2 feet. Hey, that's going to keep our bays on the smooth side. We got kind of busy last couple weeks, but nothing in the way of any storm activity out there in the tropics over the course of the next 2 days. So overnight down to 77, partly cloudy skies, so clouds on the increase. And then for tomorrow, 95 degrees, a heat index temperature still of 109 degrees. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, here we go. So Tuesday, 4th July, just 94, 105 for that calculated heat index temperature. Then later in the week, hey, some disturbances push in as high pressure moves off, and we might start to see some rain chances after the 4th of July. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone. And now we go to sports with Zach.
Howie, thank you. The wins keep on coming for the Generals. We'll have a recap of last night's action coming up in sports. Well, packed house over at Riverside last night as the Generals look to go for 5 in a row. Deadlocked at 7 in the bottom of the 5th inning until this bases-loaded walk gives the Generals an 8-7 lead. Later on, bases still loaded. Looked like the inning was over, but under the glove of the third baseman, costly mistake puts 2 more on the board for the Generals. That would make it 10-7. That score upheld as the Generals reach win number 5 in a row. They go for 6 in a row tonight against the Cane Cutters. First pitch, 7:05. Well, game 2 of the biggest series of the year for the Astros and Rangers. Astros won last night, but in today's game, it was all Rangers. Really got to Hunter Brown in the 4th inning, added 2 runs. They led by as much as 5 runs today. Kyle Tucker, 2-run home run in the 9th, got Houston on the board. Too little, too late. Nathan Eovaldi, fantastic for Texas today, 7 innings and gave up just 2 hits. The Rangers on the day collected 15 hits. That AL West lead back up to 5 games. Now for more NBA offseason noise, starting with maybe the biggest story of the day. Damian Lillard has requested a trade out of Portland. The 7-time All-Star has been in Portland since 2012, has made statements over the years expressing his desire to win in Portland, but it's become apparent for the 32-year-old point guard that may never happen. Sources say the Miami Heat are his preferred destination, and they could be working on an offer for Lillard. The Lakers have signed Austin Reeves to a deal worth 4 years, $56 million. Reeves was an undrafted signing out of Oklahoma back in 2021, has turned heads ever since and secured the bag. The Lakers hope to return to championship form. They locked down one of its young stars as LeBron James goes for ring number 5. Former Rockets point guard Patrick Beverley has signed to the Philadelphia 76ers. The deal is for the league minimum. The Sixers, however, likely trading Harden, so a Pat Bev and James Harden reunion seems unlikely. And LaMelo Ball, just got the max rookie extension from the Charlotte Hornets. His deal will be worth 5 years, $260 million. He only played 23 games last year due to injury, but was fantastic when healthy. He won Rookie of the Year and was an All-Star the year after. LaMelo Ball doesn't turn 22 until August 27th. The Houston Rockets have lost out on the Brook Lopez sweepstakes. The 34-year-olds will return to Milwaukee on a 2-year, $48 million deal. This comes the day after the Bucks have already re-signed Chris Middleton to a large contract extension. The Bucks were the first seed this past season before getting bounced in the first round. They seem committed to running it back and hope for better luck next season. And while the Rockets may have lost out on Brook Lopez, they have signed Dylan Brooks to a rather large deal. 4 years, $80 million. That's it for your sports. Adam, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Keep it here. Coming up, residents and tourists alike are flocking to the beach for some sun and fun. Grab your cell phone and scan this QR code. This is our quick response code to download the free Crossroads Today app, where you can watch us anytime and anywhere and get breaking news alerts and submit news tips and photos, and you'll know about our ongoing contests. The weather is delivering some hot temperatures for Southern California. San Diego's first summer heat wave has arrived just in time for the 4th of July holiday after they had gloomy weather in that area in June, but the residents and tourists are flocking to Mission Beach for some sun and fun. Some strolling the boardwalk, while others just relax on a warm, sunny California day. And I know we've got our beach there in Port Lavaca, only about 30 minutes away. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, but it's like 134 degrees out there.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going out there.
If you're going outside, at least wear some sunscreen and, you know, like they say, drink plenty of water. And if you're feeling too hot, just jump in the water or get in some shade.
Jump in the water. So they're June gloom. Now they're getting their heat. We've been having our heat. And we actually might be getting a little bit of a break in the heat. Yes.
Okay.
Now, temperature-wise, we're still right around 100 degrees today. Let me see. Why did that go? Wait, something. Let me fix this up here. Something's going on with my slides. All right, now that should be going. There we go. I don't know what was going on. Okay, so here we are. Heat indices. So yeah, these are coming down. You're going to add 10 to this number just a few days ago, 117, 118, with less moisture. Now our calculated heat indices, yes, those have come down. Now overnight, 77, clouds on the increase actually, so a little more moisture overnight. Then tomorrow, temperatures, yeah, a little cooler, 95 degrees, heat indices staying under 110. It's like, hey, it's just 109, but hey, for a long time, we were dealing with a lot. 4th of July, 94, later in the week, hey, maybe some more rain with that cool down.
All right. Thanks, Howie. Thank you, Zach. And thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10.